Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the Rundown. I am not Adam Deal. They are out. Adam and Jason will be out on assignment today. So you get myself and Alden Balso-Hard University. It's Wednesday, so we'll be going over our graphics here. We'll bring Steve Davis on, go over our matchups for the weekend. We have a huge weekend for you today. First Highlands game of the year. We'll be headed up to Las Vegas, New Mexico for that. Huge My 50 game of the week. Huge Thursday game. But right into it. Pick'ems. Alden, let's see them. Okay. Boom. Actually, this is week 3 here, so big week. Cleveland, El Dorado, Thursday. That's a huge showdown. Basically number 1, number 2 in the state. We saw El Dorado go down to Las Cruces and just put on a show, scoring 70 points. Cleveland took on Franklin of El Paso, Texas. A lot of lightning delays there. Pretty good game, though. Alden, you were at that game. How did they look?
Cleveland looked legit, Josh. They have a running back who transferred from El Paso, scored 4 touchdowns. He was really good. I forget his name, but El Dorado's definitely going to have to keep him in check. He's, from what I've seen, he's pretty much all that Cleveland has on offense. If they can shut him down, I think Cleveland has a really hard time winning this game. But how about Sebastian? I feel like he's taking more risk on his picks than even you are this year.
You know what? I did notice that as well. Sebastian, the lone guy to take the Cleveland Storm. The rest of us impressed with El Dorado's big win. We'll look at the results from last week, maybe see why Sebastian's taken so many big risks. We go game 2. Our Friday night game here on Comcast 26 will be Sandia at Los Lunas, heading down south. The number 1 team in 5A, Los Lunas, undefeated so far, taking on Sandia, 1-1. Across the board, everyone takes Los Lunas there. You think that's the right way to go?
Oh, yeah, Josh. Los Lunas is probably definitely going to win. They're the top class in 5A football. I've seen Sandia play. It's not like they're a bad team, but they still have some pieces that they need to put together before they start headed on this right path this season. But, yeah, I'm excited to go up to Los Lunas and see how good the Tigers actually are. All
right, then we get into another great game. Las Cruces did get beat by El Dorado down south last week. Probably going to be a little angry, headed up north, take on La Cueva. Most people had La Cueva number 1 coming into the season. Didn't show their best against Volcano Vista week 1. Across the board, everyone has La Cueva except for Jason Pohl. Jason's on assignment today, so we can't ask him what that is. Maybe he's thinking Las Cruces is just angry, going to come up here and not get that bitter taste out of their mouth.
We got to ask Jason a couple questions. Why his nickname Southwest? Yeah. Why I picked Las Cruces right now? No, yeah. I'm just kidding. But Las Cruces has a shot. They're still a good club, even though they got blown out by El Dorado. But I just see that defense from La Cueva being way too much for Las Cruces to handle, and I don't think they're going to be able to put up points. So that's why I went La Cueva on that one.
They're pretty much the same reason I did there, La Cueva. You know, a couple big plays week 1 against Volcano. Last week they settled it down, dominated, so good there. Across the board, we have Highland versus Cibola. Cibola winners, surprising 2-0. Looking to go 3-0. Hey, Cibola making some waves.
When is Adam Deal going to show Cibola some respect on this top 10 poll? How many victories will they get before they crack the top 5?
Exactly. Hey, maybe after this week, 3-0, you can't deny them. So we go down West Mesa, heading down south. They're there with their, first-year head coach Anthony Anstieg doing the best he can there. Had a tough schedule. First 3 weeks, El Dorado, Centennial, down to Mayfield. We took Mayfield across the board. Everyone there. Rio Rancho, the surprising 0-2. Headed over to Steve Davis's Clovis Wildcats. Sebastian there, just like Cleveland, taking the Rio Rancho Rams for the first win. We'll need to talk to Sebastian about that, get the inside. Maybe he knows something we don't know.
Yeah, and also too, I just want to say about West Mesa. Yeah, they've been crushed in their first 2 games, but it's a new coach, it's a new system, it's 2 top 5 teams they've played already. And right now, El Dorado's the best looking team in the state. So keep going, West Mesa Mustangs. I live in your school district, so keep going and keep trying to get wins there. As far as Rio Rancho and Clovis goes, I went Clovis. I just don't see Rio Rancho getting off on the right foot. I think they'll figure it out later in the year, but I think they're still struggling after the departures of Keyshawn Banks and other star players that they had for years.
All right, they did lose a lot there. You know, next two picks here, going 5A with this one. Big matchups. Hobbs upset Artesia last week. Roswell looking good this year. Across the board, everyone Hobbs except Adam taking Roswell. We'll see how the Coyotes do against the Eagles. And the big one, a rematch of 5A championship last year. We have Belen Artesia. We'll see how that goes. Alden, you're taking Belen on that one.
Yeah, I was actually up there in Artesia for the championship game, and Belen got beat down pretty good. And Artesia definitely hasn't started off the season in the right way that they wanted to, starting 0-2. But I believe Belen will come back with the revenge factor, and they're looking for blood here because that was their first football state championship ever, and they got blown out, and this is a big redemption in Artesia. They'll be able to redeem themselves, and I see Belen's running back going crazy. But you never know. Artesia's won 30-some state championships for a reason, so you can never count them out.
Artesia's sitting at a surprising 0-2. I mean, that's why I took them. I think they're just going to come up to get that nasty taste out and just dominate. We'll see, though. We have Oñate at Volcano Vista. Volcano Vista cracking the top 10. Lost that first game, but, coming around. They're Volcano Vista. We don't know which team we'll get yet. Maybe we'll see it here against Oñate.
Yeah, it's just so hard with this team. Every year it seems like they're Dr. Jackal and Mr. Hyde. One week they'll take care of business, and then the next week they'll lay an egg, so to speak. But Volcano Vista always has talent, and they're always fully loaded. Jake Deathridge is just finally getting his first couple starts in, being quarterback. Jason's really hype on him. So let's see how it pans out. But I feel like Oñate is way overmatched in this game, and Volcano should win pretty easily.
Another Las Cruces school coming back to town. They were up here, played West Mesa last week. Centennial. Coach Ocampo down south, he has them coming up. Are they the surprise team, or, are they finally getting there? Should they be getting more respect here from us?
Yeah, I feel like they should. I feel like they're the class of Las Cruces right now in football. Mayfield hasn't played as well. Las Cruces, they're good, but they're not as good as they've always been. I watched Centennial play West Mesa this weekend. They definitely took care of business, going up 49-0 in the first half. They even got their second stringers some playing time, which is huge as well as Josh, at the varsity level, to be getting reps. So I'm hype on Centennial. I'm curious what they see or what they do down the road. But as of right now, I feel like they're the class of Las Cruces as far as football comes.
Yeah, and we all agree there. Taking on the defending state champions, Monzano. We all have Centennial there. But go ahead and throw up last week's results in the overall. We'll see why Sebastian is jumping up, sitting down there at 13-7.
Ouch.
You're not on top there. Last week, Jason takes the 10-0 undefeated, and you drop down to 4th, man. What's going on?
Gosh, I feel like I just had to give somebody else an opportunity to wear the sombrero. I've been controlling this straight up for 2 years straight. So, it's going to be nice to get my 3-peat with the little competition, make me earn it back, So, we'll see what happens this week. Last week, I took one of my losses was Pine Creek and Rio Rancho. Didn't really know much about Pine Creek, so hopefully I won't make that mistake this week.
Well, we'll see how it goes. A lot of good games this week. We'll be back to go over our matchups, our TV broadcasts, after the Dreamstyle Top 10 Plays of the Week.
Summer, and Summer's still going as he breaks another tackle in the 5 all the way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Touched up. He's looking to throw. Throws it in the end zone. Ball is caught. Touchdown.
Davison, nice move by Davison, 35, 30, got a block, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
Nice.
Jeff
Wow.
Davison, 45-yard touchdown run, and he started it with the fake salute.
Man, this beat is crazy.
Back to Davison's right, Lewis again up the middle, scoring through, big hole, 20, 25, 15, 5, touchdown. Dorian Lewis, 40-yard touchdown run.
That's just me. So right now you have 3 senior quarterbacks up the middle. There goes Rotten to the end zone. This time no flags. Touchdown Rio Rancho. In between offensive series, entire quarter.
Look out. A kickoff back the other way. And look at this. A quick strike by Johnny Terrazas, the junior.
Strokes back behind us. I'm wondering how close those are getting.
Ew, don't need any more of those. On the return is Kyle. Kyle's in the open, and look out. He's got some room. Kyle's to the 30. Breaks it back inside to the 10, and touchdown as he dives for the end zone.
Still inbounds, got a block, shot out of a cannon, and he's gone.
There's your answer.
Touchdown, and Gabe Smith takes. Here's Gabe Smith, the cut the other way, look out, Gabe Smith to the near side. He's got the first down and a lot more. A foot race down the sideline across the 30. Gabe Smith gonna take it all the way. Touchdown.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club, or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at Proview Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
The Barley Room, a proud sponsor of Proview Networks for over 9 years, is pleased to introduce Black Iron Catering. From weddings and family reunions to birthdays and office parties, Black Iron Catering is perfect for any event. Contact Jamie at 505-459-8259 and book your event today. Black Iron Catering. Let us bring our kitchen to you.
Hey, welcome back to the Rundown. Now joined by President and Owner of Proview Network, Steve Davis here. Steve, went down south last week to Las Cruces. What did you think of that game?
Well, I tell you, it was probably best individual performance of a quarterback I've seen, but also what I also saw from they didn't give up. I mean, they were down 3 or 4 touchdowns real early, and they made their comeback. And so we'll get a little preview, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later in this segment.
Yeah, I mean, great games all around. Not really any blowouts. Even like you said, 70-43, that's not really a blowout. That's really just high scoring. But into this week's schedule, Thursday night, we have our first volleyball match of the year. We have Rio Rancho visiting the La Cueva Bears, excuse me.
I tell you what, two programs that are used to winning the Blue Trophy, and which starts our season off, and many more to come on a weekly basis. So it's exciting that it just shows another extension of what Proview Networks does on a weekly basis.
Yeah, and just like you said, Rio Rancho La Cueva always up there at the top of the ranks, so that should be a good one. Moving on, Thursday, another big, huge football game. Basically, 1-2 right here. What do you think, Steve?
Well, you better get your tickets now. I think this is one of the games. I think this is something that the excitement, if you watch My 50 and watch El Dorado, and then you see Cleveland being 2-0, and everybody's talking about Cleveland and El Dorado and La Cueva and Las Cruces, and we'll get a little bit more into Las Cruces. But I tell you, this is the game that, if you can't be there, you can watch it on Comcast Channel 26, or you can go to the NFHS channel and watch it and buy your passes because this could be a rematch later in the year.
Yeah, I see it the same way. I mean, both huge offenses. I'm seeing this. Which defense is going to break here? That's what I'm looking for. We know they have huge offenses, but which defense is going to hold? Which defense is going to break?
Or is it going to be a track meet? Or, and there ain't no defense.
Yeah.
Okay, is this going to break that? I know there was a record in Idaho or in Montana. 99-81. It was just this last weekend. Is this going to be the win 5-8 that matches that score?
After seeing last week's games, I could see that happening. And you brought it up earlier. Straight into the next game, our My 50 game of the week. Las Cruces comes up to take on La Cueva. Yeah, does Las Cruces come up with a bitter taste in their mouth trying to get that? Do they use that as motivation?
Well, or they realize that they better come up with motivation. Okay, I mean, yours only as good as your last game until they have a loss. Okay,
yeah.
and so they need to get on the winning part, come into Wilson Stadium and play in La Cueva, which some people, 1, 2, 3, 4, whoever you're talking with. Same with Las Cruces is in that. But what's really so neat about this week, you have back-to-back. I don't know if it's the first time we've had back-to-back preseason games that are 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that could actually determine the state championship.
And these 4 teams will probably are going to be more realistic to make the Final Four for the semis. And then which order will they come in and play in that?
Exactly. This will have a lot to play with that. And then, Brandon Beck's La Cueva Bears against Volcano Vista, kind of, expected to win that one, expected to beat Valley. This kind of their first true test of the season, playing someone up to their caliber.
Well, and La Cueva's known for their defense, okay? And, you look at Las Cruces and everybody goes, oh, just El Dorado's, kill them. I'm sitting there looking at it, I go, well, they scored 42 points, okay? And if you think if I'm the coach at Las Cruces, I score 42 points, I should win the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to make some defensive changes. And as we all know, La Cueva is more systematic. So, and they have some breakaway guys that can make some deal, but they want to control that clock, and they just wear you down and do it. Can they stop the big plays of Las Cruces? And that's what they made some great big plays, and they had some run backs, they had great catches. So Las Cruces, after losing that game, they did a lot of good things.
Yeah, just see if they can make those happen against the La Cueva Bears. Moving on, our Comcast 26 game of the week here. Sandia goes down to Los Lunas. Los Lunas, the #1 school in 5A here. Sandia, 1-1. Not maybe where they should be, but still competitive. What do you think about this one? Los Lunas has always been good. That stadium's tough to play in.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Wilson Holland, for seeing the value of Proview Networks. He's been a backer of Proview Networks, and it's big for that community. It's going to be on Comcast Channel 26, and a lot of exposure, which they deserve. And Los Lunas is a community of the metro area, and Sandia, better watch out. This is a team that historically Los Lunas controls them at their home field. So Barker's got a test this weekend, and the good thing is he's got his running back back.
Yeah, so that should always be a good one there. Moving on, another Friday night. Moving on to APS Metro Soccer. They're in pool play now. We have the boys game starting up at 6:30. Girls shortly after at 6:45. This will be our first soccer matches of the week.
Where's Adam Deal when we need him?
All right,
right here.
Soccer specialist here.
You got me talking about soccer. Okay, so but I want to really thank Kenny Barreras and them for letting us come on to do the Metro. We do all the Metro events, and this year we're covering both. We're going to do it. We have a lot of events this week. I mean, we're doing 10 events in 1 week. So.
Yeah, that's always exciting. I mean, and like you said, first soccer matches of the year. Those are always exciting. We'll see who comes out of that bracket play. They're still playing right now.
So with that being said, go to your NFHS and get your passes and get your thing, because we brought soccer. They will be re-aired on Comcast 26 during the week, so they will be on TV, and they'll be in prime time on. Because he's a soccer guy, man. He's stepping up,
so
man. I don't see any soccer brackets up there. If I'm a soccer guy and Adam's a soccer guy, I don't see where the brackets are for the soccer.
Right.
I mean, if you're going to do this show right, I mean, let's make and volleyball. Where's all y'all's volleyball picks?
Right. See, I mean, we're slacking with those. We need to start up on those. That's a good idea. Moving on to Saturday, huge games there. Kirtland Central at St. Pius, taking on them. We don't see much Kirtland Central. That should be a good one. St. Pius kind of reeling. Is this one they must win? Both teams coming in at 0-2, I believe.
Well, I think, yes, it's confidence, and somebody is going to win for it, and you go 0-3, and then you got to really test the players where they're at, because they start doubting and start listening to guys at Proview Networks. Okay, so that's not a good thing. All right.
Yeah.
But no, really, this is a turning point for both these teams for this year.
Do agree with you there.
So it's a big game. The point is a big game.
Yeah, Milne Stadium.
Forget the records, but it's a big game. And you got two, quality schools.
Yeah. Next game up, big game, our first game for the RMAC. We're headed up to Las Vegas, New Mexico. That's going to be right here on Comcast 26, 1 p.m. New Mexico Highlands Cowboys against the Adams State Grizzlies. the New Mexico Highland Cowboys came back 1-0 on the season last week. Hopefully they'll keep that going. What do you think about that? I know this is a big opportunity. Proview, we're happy to be up there in Highlands doing this. I'm ecstatic. I think we all are in the office, and it's something that we get to show our get our skills on it. It's neat to see Craig Snow see the confidence that he has in Proview to help him build his program. He's using this more as a program builder, and it's kind of neat. If we have pressure, it's to make New Mexico Highlands where people want to go to school there, and for him to use our platform and to put them into Albuquerque shows that he wants Metro kids. So if I'm being recruited, I want to go somewhere where I'm wanting to go, and somewhere that I get statewide coverage. And you get it, he gets it with the Army, but he also gets local Albuquerque coverage. Yeah, that's great for this whole state, basically. I mean, New Mexico Highlands has been reeling a little bit in the football department. It's nice to see that. They're 1-0. They are 1-0. And they did it on the road. Went up to Durango and beat Fort Lewis up there, so that's a great win for them. So hopefully they can keep that going. Coach Fine's in his first year, or second year for Coach Fine up there at the. We went up there to test things out. It's nice. They got their new turf renovated there, a brand new field house stuff for the Sanchez family stadium. So beautiful up there. Hopefully, new stadium, new digs, keeps it going with the win. As me and Alden were talking about in the Pick'ems, Centennial comes back up north, takes on defending champions Monzano. Monzano, lost a lot. We know about Jordan Bird, everybody that lost there. Coach Adcock's leaving. Coach Ocampo, former coach of Monzano, you think, as a coach yourself, when you play your old teams, do you ever see, is that part of it? Do you always want to get that old team, get the win against them? Well, yes, down inside you want, but also you're coaching against a former player, and and that's so that you can't win. It's a win. It's great for right now. Manzano is trying to prove himself. Centennial. Campo, they may be the, a top 4 team. Okay, I mean, I made that statement in Las Cruces. Well, Centennial may be the team that there could be 5 teams that will be playing for that thing here. We're going to get to see a little bit of it this weekend. And
What a great weekend is for Las Cruces, is because we're going to have Las Cruces on Friday night, and that's going to be the My 50 game, and then on Saturday we're going on the 26th.
Yeah, just tune into your NFHS, get it on there, and replay on Comcast 26 next week. But yeah, get Las Cruces.
A lot of exposure for the last 2 weeks for Las Cruces.
And then ending out the night on 5 p.m. on the NFHS network, we have Moriarty taking on Hope. Hope 2-0, Moriarty 1-1. Basketball powerhouses there. What do you think about them on the gridiron?
Well, if I'm a football coach, I want to make it a powerhouse. Hope Christian has had some success in football, and Moriarty's also had great success too. But this is a great matchup. Both teams. One's 2-0, Hope is in 1-1, and I think Hope Christian wants to see if they're for real.
Oh yeah, just add their name.
Well, I can tell you why. We know that Moriarty is going to run. I mean, they're going to run, they're going to run, and they're going to run. I mean, it might be the quickest game this year that anybody does if you're the director.
Just keeping that. And I mean, Steve was talking about Las Cruces teams trying to make it in. So, are they in the top 10? What does Adam have for the top 10?
Yeah, I'm curious to see how
the top 10 poll here. So we do have, that Thursday night matchup, battle of 1-2. Then we have, Centennial there at 4, La Cueva. Adam has Las Cruces dropping to 7 there after the loss to El Dorado. Carlsbad jumping up, that big win against Artesia, their second game called because of lightning, didn't get that. But, I mean, Cibola there at 8, Alden. They're climbing up slowly but surely.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad that we finally got some respect at Cibola. I know the quality of opponents haven't been that great this year, but if you keep winning, you're going to keep going higher up in the polls. So I'm excited about Cibola. I'm glad that Adam put them behind Las Cruces because they might not be better than Las Cruces yet, but I'm glad he showed some love on Cibola.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean,
well, look, he really gave my Clovis Wildcats. I didn't even pay him. I didn't even bribe him on that.
Clovis bumping up to 6.
But what I really like is that I just said it just a minute ago, Centennial. I mean, and he's, Centennial. Las Cruces will determine whether they are this weekend will determine if they're a top 4 team.
Yeah, and I mean, preseason week 1, this top 10 poll was Metro heavy, and I mean, look at it now. We have 1, 2, 3 Metro, but then you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 all Southern schools, East schools. Cibola, Volcano Vista. We're still in that waiting to see kind of where they're at. Cibola going to be surprised at 2-0 to most, 3-0 possibly. They play Highland this weekend, so coming into that district. I mean, is that what we're waiting for to see kind of where this pans out, get into the tough 6A districts?
Well, one team we haven't talked about is Carlsbad, and Bradley's down there. He's just 2-0. He just kind of he went from obscurity to the number 5 in the first 2 weeks. If you look at, I really like y'all to pull up the board, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, the poll, and all of a sudden, the southern part, we're giving them some love.
Yeah, giving them some love. Well, giving themselves. I mean, they're coming up, they're beating. I mean, with the hiccup of Las Cruces there, but I mean, Carlsbad, like you said, they were nowhere to be found. And hey, you beat Artesia week 1 at home in Artesia, then, I mean, that's saying something there.
I agree. And you look at this thing. Boy, it's wide open, okay? And we're going to learn a lot more by tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, 6A drop down. What they have the 4 districts now, but I mean, still looking competitive. That's where I'm looking at. See how that's going to go once they get into district play. Is that where we are going to decipher? I mean, Rio Rancho falling off, Cleveland building up. That El Dorado, La Cueva district, that's one, and always the southern. I mean, Las Cruces, Centennial, Mayfield, those 3 always beat each other up, and hey, I think you're right in the first segment.
You're saying? There's a lot of football to be played, and these numbers are going to change around.
Yes, sir, a lot of football. All right, so I mean, as Steve said, Thursday, 1-2, battle on ours. The very next day, we have Las Cruces, La Cueva. That's our 3-7 matchup. Could be potential state final matchups, state semifinal matchups. We're out of time. Thought I did pretty good for my own show. First show, Steve came on, carried that second segment.
My back's hurt a little bit, but it's okay.
It's the first time ever. Alden Iowani, of course, helping out. dominating the sticks back.
Where are the soccer guys when we're talking about soccer? That's where I'm going to leave it.
Jason,
They missed that. That's a good point. They can't, you know, they had their opportunity. So.
They'll be back from assignment on Friday. Huge games. We'll have a recap of that huge Cleveland El Dorado game on Friday for you. We'll see you next time.